Guillermo del Toro's Frankenstein cast, plot, and everything we know so far. Fresh off the release of his first animated feature film Pinocchio, Guillermo del Toro is yet to kick up his legs and take a break from creating magic. This comes as no surprise, considering the multi-year agreement he struck up with Netflix in August 2020, which allows him to write, produce, and direct his projects with far more creative freedom. From this deal, we've already sampled the strange, luscious fruits of Del Toro's labors, from the Tales of Arcadia trilogy to Guillermo del Toro's Cabinet of Curiosities. He's certainly been hard at work. It seems only inevitable, given del Toro's penchant for exploring monsters, that this Frankenstein adaptation would happen sooner or later, particularly given that he's long voiced his admiration for Mary Shelley's works over the years, with Frankenstein's monsters being one of his favorite fictional monsters alongside Godzilla, the xenomorph from Alien, and the titular creature in John Carpenter's The Thing. It comes as no surprise that Del Toro will finally be putting his spin on the iconic Gothic novel, which he deems the most important book of his life. So what is Del Toro's version of Frankenstein shaping up to look like?
It's alive! It's alive!
When will Guillermo del Toro's Frankenstein come out? There is currently no release date set for Del Toro's Frankenstein, but it is likely that the film won't be hitting the screen until late 2025, as filming won't start until early 2026.
Give my creation!
Will Guillermo del Toro's Frankenstein be in theaters or on streaming? Since Netflix is distributing the film, Del Toro's Frankenstein will be streaming exclusively on Netflix. However, the film will likely receive some sort of theatrical release as well, especially given Del Toro's high pedigree as a filmmaker. Del Toro's previous film with the streaming service, the Oscar-winning Pinocchio, received a limited theatrical release before being made available to stream, so that will likely be the case for this film as well. Who's the cast of Guillermo del Toro's Frankenstein? Andrew Garfield, Oscar Isaac, and Mia Goth have all met with the director, and each of them is on board to star. While Garfield and Isaac's roles are currently being kept under wraps, Goth will reportedly play the love interest of Dr. Frankenstein. Andrew Garfield may be best known for his roles as Peter Parker in the Amazing Spider-Man films and Spider-Man No Way Home. He has received Academy Award nominations, his first for playing World War II hero Desmond Doss in the 2016 film Hacksaw Ridge, and his second for playing Jonathan Larson in the 2021 musical Tick Tick Boom. Last but not least, certainly, is Mia Goth, horror's latest scream queen IT girl. It's difficult to fathom being able to avoid the cultural phenomena surrounding Goth, since she starred in T. West's X and its subsequent prequel film Pearl, both garnering her rave reviews. Goth has also starred in films such as Infinite Pool, A Cure for Wellness, Emma, Everest, Suspiria, and Highlight. She's definitely earned her stripes, with a high-profile project like Del Toro's Frankenstein on the horizon and her upcoming role in the third and final installment of T. West trilogy. Mia Goth is a supernova that just keeps on burning brighter.
Frankenstein!
What's the plot of Guillermo del Toro's Frankenstein? If you're familiar with the novel Frankenstein by Mary Shelley, you will find that it's one of the most iconic Gothic novels of all time. Shelley was a trailblazer of the 1800s and the first author to write a major work in the science fiction genre. As such, her success as a woman in fiction was also completely revolutionary. The fable tells the story of a scientist, Victor Frankenstein, who instills life into his tortured creature. A stitched pastiche of body parts, recycled flesh, and protruding bolts formed this monster, and he swiftly abandons the creature out of fear and revolt. Frankenstein explores the question of what it is exactly to be a monster, the nature of beauty, and the monstrous acts that humankind can commit. Since this ties in heavily with the themes prevalent in Del Toro's work, it comes as no surprise that the story means a great deal to him. Given that he's decided to do this, much like he recently adapted Pinocchio, we can only hazard a guess at how close or far this project will stray from the original source material. However, since he clearly respects Shelley's work tenfold and holds the monster close to his heart, it's easy to assume he'll keep the core foundations of the story intact. Who is making Frankenstein? As previously mentioned, Guillermo del Toro is at the helm of this project. This will be the latest release through his deal with Netflix. Del Toro will be directing the film as well as writing the story and screenplay. He's also listed to produce alongside Gary Unger, who he worked with on Pinocchio and The Strain. Is there a trailer for Guillermo del Toro's Frankenstein? Unfortunately, with limited details released to the press, we're still yet to receive a trailer. However, if you're itching to set the mood, why not check out Boris Karloff's 1931 horror of the same name? Not only will it give you a little taste of what could be in store, but it's also a timeless black and white classic. Even if it doesn't quite quench the excitement, hopefully it'll be no time before Del Toro's adaptation is alive.
It's coming from the deep, dark recesses of the mind of Mel Brooks. I love him. Young Frankenstein